Hello, good morning everyone. Welcome along to Monday's English lesson. The learning target is to organise my play into scenes and acts. Now, this next bit of information is very important. So please listen very carefully to what it is I'm going to say so that you understand what we expect from you between now and the end of this half term. So just before we go into Eid. Okay, now the next 2 weeks worth of English lessons. That's today, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and of course your catch-up day on Thursday. Next Sunday, next Monday, next Tuesday, next Wednesday are all meant to give you a little bit of time to prepare, first of all, writing your play script for your sequel, if that's what you want to do. Also to perform your sequel, to film your sequel, and to get the movie to Miss Halls and I to have a look over. Okay, I'll say that again. The next 2 weeks is for you to write your play script, to perform your play script, to act out your play script, to film, and to send it to Miss Halls and I. Now, all of the lessons taking place between now and the end of this little half term are meant to help you add extra detail, extra depth to your play script. So the very best students in year 5 aren't going to be the ones that produce 1 page of a play script by the end of the day and say, finished, done, and have the next 2 weeks off. Of course, if that's what you want to do, we can't make you change how you act. But we would hope what you would do is get into the habits, as it says at the very bottom here. Can you see that? It would be a good to spend a minimum of 4 hours this week working on English. And what you do in that time is up to you. So maybe just having a little bit of time every day to work on your play script. So by the end of the week, it is complete. It's what I do whenever I write anything. I don't always do it in one go. I do a little bit by bit. So the subsequent lessons tomorrow and also Wednesday just give you a little bit more information that you might want to take and then go back to the play script, back to what you've done already and just add things in. Of course, technically this is easier if you're doing it on computer because you can just copy and paste and add a few bits in here and there. Might be a bit more of a pain if you're doing things with a pad and a pencil, but it's up to you, of course. Okay, so once again, in brief, the lesson today, we're going to help you organise your play into scenes and acts, but remember, okay, we need you to finish the movie by this date that's on the screen now. That's next week, the 20th of May by 9 a.m. There's a little checklist there of everything that you need to do. Have a read of that. And if I were you, put a bit of a plan together as to what you're going to do as and when. Normal English lessons will continue to support you and to give you some more help to make your script even better. Okay? Now, if you're not sure about this, I would rewind, I would listen to this message or this part of the message again so you are crystal clear. Still not clear, talk to your parents. Still not clear, come and talk to Ms. Halls or I and we will tell you what it is you need to do. Okay, so that's the deadline for your work this term on English. Now, back to today's lesson. So today we're going to create a plan for Act 1, Scene 1, Act 1, Scene 2, Act 2, Scene 1, and Act 2, Scene 2. All right? So what I suggest you do first of all is click this here, where it says click here, and decide which level you're going to attempt. Okay? Now remember, there are 3 different ways in which you can present your Little Shop of Horrors play. Level 1, remember, is just focusing on the original of Little Shop of Horrors and doing snippets from the play, filming them and getting them to us. That's absolutely fine if that's what you would rather do. Level 2 and 3 are when you do a little bit more. You use your storyboard and you organise your play into acts and scenes. So level 1, you don't need to do this activity today, but I'm hoping most of you will choose level 2 and level 3. Have a look below and it shows you what it is you need to do to help organise your play within Act 1, Scene 1. The stuff down here, the 3 bullet points, is what you should try and aim to do within that individual scene. Same with Act 1, Scene 2, and latterly Act 2, Scene 1 and Act 2, Scene 2. Okay, that's the suggested plan for today. So when it comes to today's session, use your storyboard to help plan what will happen in each act and scene. Remember, the play is going to be performed, so you'll need to give also consideration to what the set's going to look like, what props you need, sound, lighting, and what the actors and actresses ideally going to be wearing with their particular costumes. So what you'll do is end up with something like this on the left-hand side here, which is the original part, obviously, of the Little Shop of Horrors play script. It should have a blurb, a narration at the top for each of the acts, have the character's name down the left-hand side, colon, and also what they say. Now, you guys are becoming experts at this now, so I'm putting the success criteria here, as you can see on the right-hand side, just to remind you what it is we would expect from your play scripts. Again, I don't need this finished today. What I would like you to do is to start working on your play scripts today and try to be finished by the end of the week if you're doing the sequel to Little Shop of Horrors, which is going to be, remember, level 2 and or level 3. You can find out the exact breakdown of what that means by clicking on this link here. There's a few more details you might want to have a look at. So what I'll do now is I'm going to show you, because computers are wonderful things, I'm going to show you what it is in your answer books, in your books that you get sent through every single week. Okay, don't know what that means. So if I click on here, I should be able to show you what your booklets look like and what you would need to do to record. So for example, today, this is Monday. That will be your work you've done yesterday for Sunday. This is your learning target here. Again, a few little reminders. Now, this here, remember, is just to get you to plan out what's going to be happening in Act 1, Scene 1 and Act 1, Scene 2, etc., etc. So what I would do if I were you is delete this and put your own bullet points in as to what happens in those individual scenes. If that helps you, okay? If it doesn't help you, then do it a different way. I don't mind entirely. But you will find it useful to come back to this as your plan a little bit later in the week. All right. Now, if you scroll down further, as you've probably noticed, what you can see here is Little Shop of Horrors sequel. So you need to be filling this in as well. And again, as I would suggest, you do a little bit per day. So don't worry if you don't know the name of your play yet, that's okay. Often the very, very best playwrights, the best authors don't have any idea what they're going to call their work until the very, very end. Opening narration, setting, and also the main characters. So you probably want to have maybe 5 main characters. Setting could be Skid Row again. Opening narration, you might want to say after Audrey 2 takes over the world, something, something, something. Okay, so that is similar to the first bit of the script in the Little Shop of Horrors, just essentially sets the scene. Now, the key bit you chaps need to be aware of are these things here. So Act 1, Scene 1, and I've just written Car 1, so that's character 1. So if Audrey 2 is your main character who's going to be starting, you would change that. You would put the adverb in. Remember, the adverb would show you how Audrey 2 is going to be speaking, and then you would record what Audrey 2 says down there, and also any possible stage directions. So I've started you off there, but you would obviously need to change the names for the correct characters that you are going to be having in your play. Then Act 1, Scene 2, then Act 2, Scene 1, then Act 2, Scene 2. So again, what I would suggest you do is a little bit every day, aiming to maybe work 4 hours maximum with your English sessions this week. Okay, I hope that makes sense. We're not looking for you to finish this today once again, but by the end of the week, you guys working on level 2 or level 3, we'd like you to be in at the stage whereby you finish your Little Shop of Horror sequel. Miss Halls and I can have a good read and a good mark of it, give you some tips to make it even better so that your productions next week will be absolutely incredible. Okay, so remember, a little bit per day. Maybe do this one today, Act 1, Scene 2 tomorrow, Act 2, Scene 1 the next day, at end of the week, Act 2, Scene 2. A little bit per day, always going back and trying to make things better. Wow, what a long clip, what loads of instructions this is I've given to you now. Very best of luck. Any issues, come and see us at the clinic or drop us a message or an email. Okay, well done kids, take care, see you soon.